Hey, sports porchers, it's your hockey Jesus, and I'm back with analysis of the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Washington Capitals. Well, the Pittsburgh Penguins lose a game to the Washington Capitals this afternoon, and honestly, it was a great game for Washington. Pittsburgh sat pretty much every one of their stars, didn't know what Dan Muse was going to do. He said they called them as injuries, and they were day-to-day. Welcome to the NHL hockey playoffs where nobody knows who's injured and what's going on, but I think we know what's going on. Clearly, sitting Carlson, Crosby, Rust, Kindle, Letang, and Gino. I mean, the Pens just needed a rest, and that's what they got tonight. You know, a little disappointing for the home fans, no doubt about that, wanting to see Sid and Ovi play for their 100th time. Don't discount that they won't play tomorrow. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen for sure. They don't have to play the next two games. Capitals, are still in this thing, believe it or not. They got 91 points. They're only 1 point away from the Flyers, who play later tonight. Big game for the Flyers with the Islanders losing today. Red Wings really aren't in this race. They're in another race for the wild card. And, Boston at 96 and Ottawa at 96 doesn't look like either any of the Metro teams are going to be looking at a wild card. But Detroit could be. They got 3 games left. They got 91 points. They could get to 97. So, it's still a playoff race, even though it didn't feel like it today for Pittsburgh Penguins fans. They lose 6-3. Like I said, everybody sat. That means Kevin and Avery Hayes were in the lineup. Koivunen, Graves, Solovyov, the guy I can't name, the defenseman, Kopanen, and Jack St. Ivany got a seat today. But, no big deal. I'm not really going to get too excited about, losing to them. There are a couple things I do want to highlight with this game for sure. And let's get to it right now. In the first period, there was really a bunch of nothing, whole bunch of nothing. And in the second period, this is where the game was won and lost. For the Penguins, it was lost. It's 4 goals for the Capitals and 3 goals for the Penguins. It was, what? The thing about the Pittsburgh Penguins is, if you've never watched Pittsburgh Penguins game, you should be. And if you are, you should stop by here, because I'm your hockey Jesus. I'm here after every single Pittsburgh Penguins game. And the one thing I've learned throughout all these games is the second period makes or breaks. We never do. There's always something that happens in the second period where the Pittsburgh Penguins just, the game seems to go absolutely haywire. And today was no exceptions. Within the first 6 or 7 minutes, not much, but then all hell broke loose. Caps and pens, trade goals 1-1. And then our old friend, the goalie review, shows up again with Leonard's second goal. I don't know what to say about this, but I looked at that play, and there was no definitive view where you could absolutely see the puck over that red line. Now, it doesn't matter, okay? I get it. This game doesn't matter. But if that's a playoff game, you're looking at that goal right there, and you're saying, what the hell? How did they say that was a goal? You can't see it. Okay, you can see the glove. Kind of, the whole glove was not behind the red line, okay? The whole glove was not behind the red line. And if you don't see the goal, if you don't see the puck definitively, you can't overturn what was already on the ice. I don't know. It drives me nuts. That's just another dagger for the Pittsburgh Penguins when it comes to, referees just being nonchalant about, overturning things and giving it to the other team against the Penguins. But I, don't want to sound like a whiner. I'm just pointing out the facts because that's what I do. And then it goes 3-1. Gerard just absolutely showing how weak he is in front of the net. And, Wilson's just a beast there, and he just grabs the rebound and plops it in. Hey, Achara got one back, and he got it back against what Weeks was calling the massive line. Protas and Wilson definitely are big guys, and they are massive. But, massive guys can be slow, and Achara gets right in front of the net and gets a goal. Massive guys should not let, somebody like Noel Achari be right in front of the net scoring a goal, but he did. And then Hudson on the very next shift just skates right down Broadway. You got Graves and Solovyov in there. That's not going to happen against our top defensive pairs. I can promise you that. But it did happen today, and the rebound was by Leonard. He got his second there. I thought he was going to get a hat trick, but turns out Ovi gets the empty netter in the third period. Earlier in that period, another rebound goal for the Washington Capitals. I counted 4 rebound goals tonight by Sheloff. And you know what? That's why Sheloff is really designated as your number 2 goalie, because he just gives up so many rebounds. His rebound control when he is off is just absolutely terrible. It was awful tonight. And plus, you have 3 new defensemen. Graves was in tonight. There's nobody's keeping people away from the net. Very leaky around the net. And Capitals took advantage of it. Good for them, because they needed to win, and they did get the win today. And that's really how the game went. As far as what's going to happen with the Pittsburgh Penguins from here to the end of the season, I don't really know. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I don't like them sitting the rest of the season. I wouldn't like to see that. But like I said before, Dan Muse knows what he's doing with this team. So if he decides to sit them tomorrow in Washington, or if he decides to suit up the whole team and make Washington absolutely play for that last spot, they may. Or maybe Pittsburgh wants to play Washington in the first round. Honestly, I would rather play Washington or Philadelphia in the first round. No, that's not true. I'd rather play Columbus, because I think we'd beat Columbus the most. With the Islanders losing tonight, oh man, that's tough news. That's tough news for the Islanders. They got 2 games left. They're tied with the Capitals in regulation wins. They lose that battle. So right now, as of today, the Capitals are jumping over the Islanders for that 3rd spot, which still can be Columbus's. It still can be Columbus to win. If Columbus wins out, they're in. That's not true. If the Flyers win out, they're in. If Columbus wins tonight and the Flyers lose tonight, then that puts Columbus in the driver's seat. So still a lot to be determined. We have no idea who the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to play. The one thing we do know is that the Pittsburgh Penguins will be hosting a home playoff game. And yours truly, that's right, I got tickets to game 1 and game 2. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Got them in the upper bowl right in the middle of the ice so I can see all the action, every single play, both games 1 and games 2. I don't care when they're played. I'm going to be there. I hope you're there too. If you haven't, go get your playoff tickets now. They're on sale. There are not a lot left. And I can tell you the secondary market, they're expensive. So get them now while you can. They're still out there. Go get your tickets. And hey, Penguins play tomorrow. Okay. So Penguins play tomorrow. And I say, let's watch another game tomorrow. Why not? What else do we got to do? You got something else to do? I don't. And if you don't after the game, stop by here, because I'm your hockey Jesus. Smash that subscribe button. Really appreciate it when you do. And we appreciate you stopping by after every single Pittsburgh Penguins game. There's only 2 left. No more home games. The home games are over for the Pittsburgh Penguins until they get that arena ready for the big playoff game sometime next week. It might be a week from tonight. I think they might play on Saturday. We don't know. We'll know. We won't know till Tuesday or Wednesday. So I got a couple games to be with you. Until then, enjoy your hockey. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. See you then.